Welcome back, everybody. Well, I made a huge mistake. Huge mistake. And it's sitting right behind me. The mistake I made is I bought a car that somebody else started standing before I got to it. Now, the reason I call it a mistake is because whoever started working on this vehicle before me, now, it's not their fault. It was their car. I bought it. I made the mistake. The previous owner started sanding this vehicle, and I guess he got bored or figured out that it's a lot of work to sand it all the way down to the bare metal. So he left it sitting outside for 4 or 5 years in the elements. It got rained on. There was moisture because he lived near the ocean. So most of these panels ended up having just surface rust, a thick layer of surface rust. It's very difficult to get all of the rust off of this vehicle by sanding it. I bought a sandblaster from the good old Harbor Freight, and that didn't work as good as I wanted it to. So I ended up buying this at the swap meet one day. And I got a couple gallons of it, and that actually worked. And that's just a chemical you put on the surface rust, let it sit for a while, maybe 15 minutes, and then you spray it off with a pressure washer, and that helped me get rid of most of the surface rust. I repaired some holes that I had in it. There was a hole right here that I repaired. There was another hole on this side. Well, a couple of holes. Right there and up here. And also the floors needed to be redone. So I did all of the floors. You can see the sealer in that corner right there. So I did all 4 floors. And now I'm ready to primer it. My original thought with this car was not to go this far with it. I was going to primer it, get it running, and then run it around town and just have fun with it. But little by little, it got deeper and deeper. And now it's this huge project that I need to finish up. So when I first picked this thing up, the owner said it was running and driving before he parked it. Now, it's got the original 289 in it. See if you can see the sticker right there. Right here. See, 289. And that's the original engine that comes in this. It's got a C4 power steering. It's a pretty cool car. So I went ahead, I redid the front cover, put a new water pump, new harmonic balancer, and got this thing actually runs pretty good. The plan for tonight is to get some dents out, get it ready for primer so I can drive this thing in and out of the garage without having to push it. And I also want to paint it outside, not in here, because the overspray is going to get everywhere, and there's stuff in this garage that I don't want to get overspray on. Plus, the sanding dust gets everywhere as well. So that's what we're going to try to do tonight. If in this video, hopefully I can get it primered. If not, it'll be in the next video. But let's get started. So here's what we're working with. This big line right here. I try to pull it with this style puller. You weld in the little ends, the little hills, I guess, or the valleys onto the panel. You put a puller on here and you try to pull it. But my puller is either too cheap or not strong enough. I did buy it from Amazon, so who knows. But I think the best way to go about it, because I don't have a puller strong enough or the leverage because I'm on the floor here, I really can't get one of those giant pullers on there to pull this. I think my best bet is I'm going to cut a couple reliefs right here. I'll cut here, here, and across here. Then that way I could just stick a couple tools in there and push that out. Then I could just weld that back in, and it won't even look like it was a hole there. So after a bit more grinding, a little bit more pulling, I think that's pretty solid right there. I don't know if you can see the angle. There is a little bit of a dip in this area right here, and in this area over here. It's better than it was, way better, 100 times better. Well, I'll say 75 times better than it was. That was a few days of sanding in about 5 or 6 minutes. I still got a lot to go, but I got it ready for primer from the doors back. I got the tailgate off, and I'm starting to sand all this. This is pretty much ready to go. I need to do a little more here. There was a sticker or some moldings over there. But this is all ready for primer. This fender is almost all the way done. I need this area right here. The reason I didn't get to it is I need to remove this molding right here. And there's one retainer that's here and right here. And to get that, I got to get the fender off. What I'm going to do is do the fenders and the hood off the car. From the front door to the back, the roof, and the interior, we're ready for primer. So the next step is going to be to put some primer on there, finish up the bodywork, and maybe even get some paint on it. I'm not sure yet. But it's a big step for me. There's a lot of work still that needs to be done to it. Please subscribe as I finish all these projects that I got going. I got my Mustang, I got this Fairlane, I got the E30, and the El Camino. So there's a lot going on. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.